Okay guys, today I'll be explaining how I technically full scored the DBQ even though I got 0 out of 4 B with the Zermelo-Fraenkel set theory. So, Zermelo-Fraenkel set theory. It goes and abstracts every single object into a set, with everything being constructions of the null set. So we can go and start with that. Now, the classical definition. Well, we can go and express the score that I got on the DBQ as an integer, as two integers. Let's say this is integer A, this is integer B. Now this expression, it would be, the full score would be 40 over 40. Now, I will now be explaining how I can derive this with Zermelo-Fraenkel set theory. In set theory, the definition of the natural numbers starts with 0 being the null set. And the successor function essentially increments the natural number into its successor. It was self-explanatory by nesting another version of the null set inside, which allows it to go and be determined from the other one. Now, if I were to get a 1 and see that I have a 0, that would be correct, because within 1, the set of 1, in 1, let's give it O, there exists the null set, which is 0. So, and this is factually correct. Now, let us identify it as integer, as extra credit can exist, and other things else. Now, in Zermelo-Fraenkel set theory, an integer can be defined as an ordered pair, in which, in this notation, in x and y. Now, it can be defined as, let's say it would be the first natural number denoted as n1, and then the second natural number nested inside. This basically follows the same logic and allows us to differentiate, because there is no order. Now, let's say I got a 0, right? Which could be 0 minus 1. Or, that would be negative 1. Now, if I were to go and express actually 0, that would be 1 minus 1, so that can be the notation in which 0 is expressed. Now, if I were to go and express 1, then I could simply express it as, this could be, let's say, 2 and 1. Now, this integer is the same. Now, this would be simply a null set containing with a nested null set inside, and this would be a nested null set with a set of this in the side, which it would not be incorrect to say that 1 contains 0 and 0 isn't 1. Now, we have successfully been able to go and allow ourselves to go and call the lesser number as inside of it. So we can go and write the expression as, for all of x inside where x is within the set of all is in the set of all integers, because it does not, for all of natural numbers, there exists y in which y is a subset of, is some kind of subset in x, if and only if x is greater than y. Now we can go and use that logic to our advantage. Now, we can go and define absolute values now due to negative numbers, and we can go and easily translate this to integers, because we already defined integers here. Now, we can say that if the absolute value of x, if x is larger than 0, then x is larger than 0, then it would be equal to x. So, but if x is smaller than 0, then it would be equal to negative x. So, what we can easily do is I can go and translate x. Let's say we take negative x, right? Now, if I take negative x, then I take the absolute value of it. When x is within the set of integers that are larger than 0, then this won't make a difference, because I'll just go and return it to its natural value. So let's say negative 0, which doesn't exist, but we can go humor it. So we can say the absolute value is 0. Now we can go and take the absolute value of, now we can also take negative 40, because 40 is the full score of 40 out of 40. Now because negative 40 is less than 0, you can say that 0 is contained somewhere within. We can say that negative 40 is contained somewhere within the set expressing 0 as the integer, most importantly, not the natural number. Now if we go and use this logic, we can go take the absolute value of these, in which we can go and translate the equation into 40 is equivalent, not equivalent, but the sign saying in the set, we can use that to express a sort of equivalence. Now, by using this logic, you can say that 40 is equivalent to 0. Now, with my score of 0, I have now successfully proved I have full scored my DBQ. Thank you for another episode of Tristana Top Technologies.